So let me just talk about the present situation. If you find that this present message resonates with you, then I guess watch the rest. If not, the rest might not apply to you. So let me just talk about the present position. We have here the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it basically means, walking away from a situation that we have invested a lot of time and energy and resources and emotions in. And in this context, this is something that I feel there was a significant relationship, and it was quite significant. You might have been together for years. You might have been married. You might have been engaged. You expended a lot of energy working, building, and catering to that relationship. And I do feel this is the month in which you can no longer emotionally keep yourself tied to that relationship, waiting on the decision of another person, waiting for them to get their life together, waiting on things. So I do feel a lot of you have decided to move on, and you're doing it in a very lighthearted manner, okay? I don't feel there was bad blood between you and that person from the past. I feel like a lot of you have started to realize that it's not me, it's not them, it's just we are innately incompatible. So this is a card overall about success, but in the depiction is two horses, seahorses, uh, aiming for different directions, wanting different things in life, and two people that can't really see eye to eye, can't really move a relationship together as a couple. So yes, there might have been, a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry, and a lot of emotional investment. And so I don't feel that you and the other person are, hate each other or anything like that. So I feel like it was an amicable end to a relationship, mainly because there was just lack of compatibility overall. And with them, whenever you're with them, I feel that you feel a little bit anxious. You feel a little bit like threatened. And you feel almost as if, yes, it's fun and exciting, but where are things headed further down the line? And so I feel like you have been grappling with this decision for quite some time. Where am I headed? Where you're headed is not in the direction that they're headed. So it has nothing to do with bad blood between two people. It deals more with just, professionally in the present, moment in your life. You might be wanting different things, very, very different things out of life. And as a couple, it's really hard to work together with both people being able to achieve the things that they want without, one person feeling like they had to put their life on hold and dealing with resentment. So I feel like you're making the smart choice to let a relationship go, mainly because of that reason. In the past, what I have here is the King of Wands, and I feel like some of you might have been dealing with this person. This is a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is somebody who's very courageous. They are an ideas person, and I feel like they're very, very courageous. They love to help other people. They love to fight for other people. They love to travel. They love their independence to come and go as they please. And, this is someone who's very loving and protective. So affectionate, loving, and protective. And for whatever reason, they don't seem like a bad person. They're very sure about what they want. And, a lot of the times when I see a fire sign or an air sign, fire signs in particular, I feel like, fire is something that is very vital to life, to sustain life, right? A lot of people say water, but I feel like with fire, it is something that spreads. And so I feel like this person, they have a lot of love. And so their love is more for humanity. Their love is for social causes. Their love is for something that is bigger than themselves. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who you feel like I'm not enough for them. That's what it feels like to me. And then from their perspective, yes, they love you, but they also love everything else, everybody else, all the social causes, all the people that they can help. So you're dealing with somebody whose love is sincere, but it's not very concentrated to just you only. And so I feel like there is an element of threat to that, because you are somebody with very deep, profound emotional depth. And when you love somebody, you want it to be like an all-encompassing experience. And I feel like with this person, it might not have been such, okay? And I don't feel like, once again, there's any hostility between you and this person. It's also linked up here with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is dealing with a lot of disappointment, dealing with a lot of regret, and as well, dealing with situations that I feel it's like dealing with like emotions. So I feel that this person, they're trying to, sort things out in their life. They're also, they're lacking in, like, because they're constantly go, go, go. They're constantly, churning. They don't really have time to reflect on their lives, on their actions, on events that happen. So I feel like they're lacking in self-awareness. They're lacking in insights. They're lacking in wisdom overall. So, and I do sense that because of it, they might not realize they might not realize that even when you were in a relationship with them, it felt very lonely, okay? Because they're a little bit more for themselves. So even when you were in the relationship with them, it just felt almost as if you were kind of put on the back burner. Like their energy was so bright and so strong and so pure that they might have put you on the back burner inadvertently. And so, which brings us to the present moment here. And I feel that you might have decided, we're not working towards the same goals. We're not very compatible. So it's time to cut our losses. And so the foundation is something that you know to be true. We have here the Strength card. And the Strength card basically denotes, very strong physical chemistry, very strong attraction that you have to another person. But the other person, I do feel that the environment itself is not supportive for their growth. So it's almost like you're happy with the status quo and the other person wants more, or they're happy with the status quo. But I feel like it might be you, Scorpio. You're happy with the status quo. You're happy with the way things are. You're definitely happy with this passion and the chemistry and the very physical connection that you have with one another. But I feel it's lacking in that emotional aspect. And you might feel that the relationship is holding the two of you back from your personal goals, your professional goals, as well as their personal and professional goals. So whatever it is, I feel like there is a relationship here. Yes, there's love. Yes, there's chemistry, and there's great respect for one another as human beings. But I feel like there's an element here about one person feeling as if it's not enough. Okay, like it's not enough. And you might have felt this for quite some time, but this is the month in which you might need to move away from it. Because for whatever reason, you or your partner feels as if this is not enough to sustain us, okay? Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. We have here the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is basically, it's kind of like the intersection of all the pieces in the puzzles have to be in place so that we can start to see the big picture. But I also feel like this is kind of like the converging. All the events have to happen. Everything happened for a reason, and they all happen so that we can start to figure out, oh, this wasn't good for me the whole time, or that's what it was. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't their fault. It was just, circumstantial. So I feel that this is what happened. I honestly feel like possibly last month for many of you, last month, possibly during that new moon. And so because it had to happen, I do sense that you're at a point where you're no longer beating yourself up. You're no longer trying to fix things. You're no longer, I guess like blaming yourself. Did I do enough? What did I have to do? Or, if I could have done things differently. You're no longer beating yourself up over it. You understand that it is a natural progression, a natural stage, evolution in your love life. And so it's forced you to be a really strong person. And whatever you did, you realize you did it to the best of your capabilities. And it has nothing to do with your emotional investment. It has nothing to do with the other person. It's just, it's not meant to be, I guess. Some of you are dealing here with a water sign, another water sign. So another Scorpio or a Pisces or a Cancer. And I feel that there is a lot of compatibility here between you and that person. Okay. So if you are, for whatever reason, thinking about water sign, it's really important for you to make your feelings known, because I feel that it can work out really well for you here. This is a very nurturing, loving, person, and I feel like they have a really good heart. Okay, so he or she has a very good heart, and possibly with children already in the picture, but that's minor. I feel that you're dealing with somebody that is very compatible with you. So if you're contending with a relationship that hasn't been very compatible in the past, I feel that you might contemplate letting it go and shifting towards somebody that is a lot more compatible for you. So coming into the future, I have here the Three of Coins, and the Three of Coins is basically having very positive communication, having kind of like a common direction in which people can move forward, okay? It's linked up here with the Three of Swords. So I honestly feel a lot of you are in a relationship that's not working. You've got somebody else kind of like in the wings, and somebody that is a lot more, I want to say like somebody who is a lot more compatible with you, who wants the same things from you as you, and who is proving to be a lot more emotionally supportive as well. You don't feel alone in that relationship. So there might be some shifting in relationships, like breaking up with one partner and shifting into a new relationship, okay? Or if you're dating like two people, for example, you might have to break off with one and then taking things to the next level with the other person. In the future position, we also have here the Queen of Swords, and this is an air sign coming through. So an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and this is somebody that's actually very compatible with you. In general, this is somebody who's very truthful, honest. They're quirky, they're eccentric, okay? So whenever I see this card, I think about like Aquarius, because or Gemini too, mainly because of the two face, the dual face. So somebody that is very, they're eccentric, they're very different, and I feel like there's an element of unpredictability associated with them. So I do sense overall, with this signal, with this Three of Pentacles, it indicates that there is some attraction that you have here in your work environment. And I do sense as well, for some of you, you're really reassessing your relationships. And I do feel many of you are going to be shifting, possibly putting an end to a relationship. And a lot of it has to do with, if you are in a relationship with an air sign here, you might be reassessing where the relationship is headed. I feel like there's some work or some financial constraints that's coming through. So if you are dealing with an air sign in a romantic capacity, they could be an ex, or they could be a new person, or they could be a current partner. There's some discussions that needs to be had regarding, future planning, finances, and things like that. It might be an ex too, coming back in because you have some lingering attachment via children, for example, with them, okay? So I hope the reading has been helpful for you, Scorpios. I feel like the major focus for this month is about, embracing the new energy and letting old energies go, okay? Letting the past reside in the past and not making a comeback. And I also feel the month itself is heavily focused on new ideas, new innovations, new ways of doing. And so I feel like you're going to be quite busy for the month of June. So the relationship, I feel, is kind of like on the back burner. But, since I do the love readings, it's coming out here. But I feel like it's like very marginal. It's very peripheral in the greater, the greater energy of the month is not really focused on the relationship overall. Okay.